Hello, and welcome to the start of the Pinball and Shooting Gallery Arcade Project VODs. This project here was me going through nearly every pinball and light gun game I could possibly find across consoles and MAME. There's not going to be much preamble to these VODs, just this one to explain, the project and everything like that. I feel like the project themselves speak for themselves, and most of the time with the projects I had helpful info cards up to explain what the hell I was. Enjoy!
What is the Pinball and Shooting Gallery Arcade? A project where I play pinball and light gun games on everything I possibly can. So, well, you'll see, but I'm starting at the early of the early and then going forward. Every week is new console generation era with our arcade and niche games at the end. I worded this poorly, because I meant more every week is going to be the next step of the part because I'm only doing this every Thursday for right now. So whatever. Putting my bachelor's of arts in English to great good use here. So pinball, all the pinball portion, I'm going to be playing for a minimum of either 3 games or 30 minutes. This is flexible in case I just start eating a bunch of ass in pinball games and I don't get to really super show off stuff, but this isn't intended as a in-depth kind of setup. If you want a more in-depth look at pinball stuff, there's probably a lot of resources out there. Plus, said friend of the channel, excuse me, Sarah Lene is going to be starting her pinball project sometime soon as well, and she's probably going to be looking at them in a lot more in-depth situation. So. Light gun games, they will be played until the game is beat, or when I say otherwise, that's more intended for mostly the 8-bit stuff, because 8-bit stuff tends to be just more like shooting gallery stuff, and you're going to see a lot of that in the NES, like Duck Hunt, Hogan's Alley, Bob Barker's Trick Shooting. That's not the name of the game, but they'll just be played for a half hour or something, because there's no real story structure there. It's just a shooting gallery. Also, there's only pinball and light gun games here. We don't have Pac-Man, we don't have VR Kung Fu, we don't have Berserk, we don't have Lunar. It's just pinball, and it's just guns. God. Anyways, part 1, the 8-bit series. So here I'm going to be looking at pinball games that were on... also, let me change that text because I keep forgetting. There we go. So the 8-bit series here is going to be... mostly NES and Master System. I will probably do the TurboGrafx 16 pinball games as part of this as well, because there's a few there. But yeah, 8-bit series, mostly going to be pinball, skewed towards pinball. I think it might be 50-50. I don't know. I gotta do a little bit more research. But I'm pretty certain the Master System was Devil Crush, Time Cruise. Yeah, you get it. I think the Master System didn't have any pinball games. I think that was just a few of the Sega Zapper, whatever they were calling it, the phaser for it, but So, Part 1A, NES Pinball. There are 7 pinball games. Please ignore the fact that I said 6 on social media, because I was 100% looking at my ROM list, and I didn't realize Rollerball was not in there. But 7 games. These are all ordered by release date. So pinball, just pinball, is going to the first game released. And the release dates are for the most part, American release dates. These are just the general window, because this was a black box NES game, which meant, it was a launch title. This one was developed by HAL Laboratory. Yeah, that how. You're gonna see them a few times today. So some cool facts. Yeah, this is an NES launch title. There was this pinball on the NES. It was very cool. Satoru Iwata was a programmer on this game. Like, he was a HAL laboratory programmer, and he had his hands in a few of these games. And this would be one of the last times we would see Pauline for some time. She got used again, because, you know, Donkey Kong was still big. Like, Mario Brothers, in the eyes of, like, outside of Japan, was, like, now the new hit big thing. So, you know. So, let's go look at the game. Let me hide that. Let me... While Moon Over the Castle is finishing itself up, I'm gonna go set up. I'm also not playing this off the Mister today. I'm playing this off of Messen. Just because it's gonna be a lot easier. I'm gonna be I have to use an emulator for the light gun portions as well anyways. So, you know, I'm just keeping it simple for myself, so I'm not like jumping all over the place. But alright, we're at the end here. Whoops, yeah, let's pause that. Open that. Yes. So, I'll bring up honorable mentions, because I know because the NES has some honorable mentions going for it. Like, the criteria for what is going to be a light gun game for the NES at the very least is the control scheme primarily using the zapper. Like, it doesn't have to be 100% the zapper, but is it just using the zapper? And if the answer is yes, then yes. So that, like, so that means stuff like Bayou Billy will get a honorable mention because it has zapper stages, but it's not going to be part of the project. Let's play some pinball. I'll probably have to turn the hot jams back on because, like, this game does not. This game is very no jams. Also, apparently, does not like my doesn't like my controller for some reason. Okay, we can turn the jams back on. Give me one moment because there's no jams here. So, this is pinball. There's not a lot going for it. It's just NES pinball. Usually this is why I put like a 30 limit, like 30 limit minimum on these kind of things is just kind of like, yeah, it exists. I know I will probably also consider, I will probably put handheld on its own thing because it's like hard to quantify like the era, like quantify handhelds by bit, like, you know, the bit era as we know it. So handhelds will probably come at the end. Because unfortunately when it comes to the pinball side of things, it dries up. Like, in a funny inverse, because like I said, I have to research it. I don't think the Master System had any pinball games, but like I said, gotta research. Oh yeah, if you hit that lane there, you start a slot, and it says, yeah, hit the slot, do the thing, get bonus points. This is the pinball game here. Eventually I'll get that one. Maybe I'll get a penguin. I don't know. And like, as far as it goes for like a digital pinball game, these physics are pretty good. Like, you could be doing worse, and there was far worse. Like, I will credit Iwata's very masterclass programming here. So now that I hatched all the chicks in sequence, I have stoppers on the outlanes. So that'll save the ball. Once. Of course, you couldn't really do scrolling. Though we'll see with Pinbot and High Speed, something clever done by the devs there. There is no nudging, by the way. I do not have a nudge. That was not programmed in. I just have flippers. So, while like the physics are pretty good in the grand scheme of things, here we go. Here's the bonus level where we're controlling Jumpman Mario, bouncing the pinball with a girder, to free Pauline from her area there. I'm not particularly certain why she's there, but... And in order to get diminish those platforms, you have to, like, I think it's pretty much get those, yeah, there we go. We've saved Pauline! Hooray! The pinball's lost, but we got bonus points. Hooray! Yeah, it's all points here. There's no goal. Like... There's no goal to Nintendo Pinball. It is very stress-free. Ask next to nothing of you. 377. Good job, me. Just play pinball. That's all that's being asked here. Play pinball. But yeah, pinball games definitely got a lot more interesting going forward, so... And that, trigger up there where it had the 300, that, if you, every time you hit it, it cycles the thing. Now that the 1 through 7 bank is done, granted, you know, rip me, but it was a free ride to get out, to the plunger, and then back up to the upper playfield. Excuse me. In terms of my cold, like, I'm pretty much better. It's just I am suffering from awful allergies right now, and it's just kind of unfortunate. Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun. No fanfare, really, if you lose your ball. It's just kind of like, nope, it's there. I also never started a timer, but NES Pinball is one of those things where it's like, I feel like I don't have to start a timer, because, like, you've seen everything by this point. I also don't have a timer widget. I should probably, like, actually get one, but, you know, whatever. Neither here nor there. I'll just mark it once I start Super Pinball. Look at those penguins do a dance. Look at them. Yeah, nothing flashy. Like, it's competent. Like, there we go. For the record, only one of the games on here I've never actually played. And I only found out about said game because of this project. I never knew it was a thing, and so I started, like, looking through to make sure my list for the NES was correct. And it's like, whoa, wait, I've never played this pinball game before. Holy crap baskets. So... it'll be a fun time of doing some exploration here, folks. I also got an extra ball at some point. I think it's like a certain amount of points you get an extra ball. I'm just kind of bouncing around right now, killing time, just vibing, you know? I don't have anywhere to be today. Today was supposed to be break day and clean everything up, but you want to know something? I don't want to leave a stream... I don't want to stream stone unturned. That makes no sense, but whatever. You're going to have to bear with me here. Or beard with me. Haha. Clever. At least you got hot jams. It just might. I actually... you know what? I wasn't even thinking about looking at the FDS. Probably later, I will go find that and showcase that. Because I didn't think there was any pinball games on the FDS. Thank you for letting me know. I've never heard of Moonball Magic. Alright, gamers. There'll probably be a bonus pinball game at the end of this. Oh my god, is Moonball a white? Is that another Mark Flint game? Oh, holy shit. Yeah, no. That's definitely happening. This stream will run long for the Mark Flint bonus round. Let's go. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, hell yeah. I'm excited. And this project here, I'm gonna, like, actively, like... And once I start a new game for Childhood Rental Project, I'm gonna be a lot better about, like, making VODs and everything like that. But I feel like this project here, just because, like, this is stuff that, like, I'm not 100%, like, blind or forgetful on, I could just, like, upload this as is as a VOD and, like, not have to worry about it. The Childhood Rental Project stuff... I still have a vision with what I want to do for the VODs there. It's just going to take some work and time, that's all. So, you know. Eventually. Alright, can I get 3 penguins? No, I got a 3 and a penguin, but not 3 penguins. Yeah, when I break for lunch, I will go find that game. I will go find Mark Flint's beloved pinball game for the Famicom Disk System. I can't believe I did not know about this. Let's go. Thank you, Kenster. Also, I hope you're having a great morning, Kenster. Nice to see you. Stupid allergies. I forget what happens when you, like... reveal all the, well, you know. Player 1, game over. I think game B is pretty much the same. Like, there's just some route differences. Yeah, that's NES Pinball. So, let's hide that for right now, because we're done with that. And let's go back to the, like, here's my verbal review. It's fine. Like, it's very much... Okay, that makes sense. Like, but the physics in Game A are quite nice. Like, it's functional. It's a pinball game. Like, you got what you paid for with that. That's how it works. And frankly, if that's what you that's what you're paying for pinball, and you get what you paid for, well, that's in my book. Give me one moment. Oh my gosh. Sinuses. Who invented sinuses? Give me one moment, because I want to set something up special for one of the games. Let me go to the next one. Super Pinball, released 1988. Famicom exclusive, so never left Japan. Developer of Soft Machine. Cool facts. Yeah, this was Japan only. That's why I never heard of it until I started compiling the list. Something. I know nothing about this game. Oh no, I've never touched Super Pinball before. I was thinking about labbing this a little bit just to figure it out, but I feel like I don't know. We're gonna find out. I think it would just be funnier to get my like real-time reactions to a pinball game I've never seen instead of labbing it out. So we'll see. We'll see what Super Pinball's about here. But, yeah, this definitely made Lucifer Ring. That's pretty cool. They made a few other, like, cool video games as well. Like, Soft Machine just was not a weird one-and-done developer. No, they have some stuff. I think let's just look real quick. Like, another game, Crisis Beat, I think I've heard of that. They were actually the dev for Pocket Fighter, also known as Gem Fighter. Grandmaster, an action RPG only in Japan. A few golf games, bowling, mostly patchy slot. So, planned localization of the Famicom game Super Pinball. Interesting. Okay, neat. Today I learned. Shame that it never saw the light of day, but hey. Yeah, let's open Super Pinball, just in case this has hot jams, TM. Speaking of hot jams, but we're not playing that hot jam right now. Oh, this is a pretty hot jam. Oh, that's a very recent prototype. Damn. Maybe I'll go try to find that, but here we go. Super Pinball. How's it going, Blues? Good morning, nice to see you. Ah, this has multiplayer on it. Okay, cool. Also, from my research, like, what minimum I did for this, apparently that dude there where my cursor is, that's apparently, like, the patchy slot mascot. Give me one moment. I'm trying to actually set something up for Family Pinball. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but... Oh man, we got Mahjong in our pinball. Let's go. I don't know what the Mahjong mechanic does here, but we've got Mahjong in our pinball. Oh, the ball is made of something heavier than metal at this point with how it's dropping down. Oh god. Oh no. This ball is very heavy. I think the assignment was a little misunderstood. They have the spirit, but... Yeah, it's wobbly. It's made of liquid metal. Gravity is, like, so, a good example that what this kind of feels like is there is a Williams pinball machine known as Bonsai Run. Well, there that ball go. And the gimmick of Bonsai Run is if you make a certain shot, pew, the ball goes into a special play field on the backboard, whatever it's called. I don't remember the actual term. Hooray! I got cars. But yeah. So that's what this ball, like, the drop speed of the ball, that's what it feels like. Because that backboard playfield on Bonsai Run is nearly, yeah, and we got little baby flippers as well. Because that backboard is nearly vertical, whereas, like, pinball tables are at, like, an angle that the ball can roll down on, but not, like, complete vertical drop. Metal ball under the effects of gravity go fast, and it feels like Coconut here was like, no wait, this is how ball gravity should work, and like these flippers have no power. Game over. There's a girl in a car, I guess, just assuring us we'll have a good day despite being bad at pinball. This is catchy. I don't understand this Mahjong. system that they got going on. Yeah, the car's a little square on the display because it's a little stretched out, but even now, like, there's a question for you. Is like, at least I could catch the ball, but it's just like aiming the ball feels really weird. And like, the ball gravity is so intense that instead of like firing out at a straight line like it should on like any normal pinball table, the gravity got to it quick. So yeah, this is weird. This does not feel correct. I don't want to say it feels bad, but as someone who's played pinball, once again, since literally small baby 1.5-year-old child, when I was just pretty much a dust bunny of a beard, a little bit, just a little bit of a dust ball hiding under someone's bed. I can definitely tell this is not how pinball is supposed to work. Howdy, L Ramses, how's it going? I got the 3 in again. Also, there is no pause button, by the way. Start does nothing. Alright. Now, I don't know if there is a... I want to say there is. That there's a playfield above this one. But the issue here is, like, as you can all see, the ball just drops. This ball, it goes fine. Like, I'm learning a lot, and just, why did they make this ball so heavy? Like, I can't actually, like, capture the ball. I actually need momentum in order for it to go anywhere. And that's weird. Like, whoops, that's on me. There's a lot of mysteries here. I don't know if I'm going to get any of them solved, but there are mysteries here. Alright, cool, I got points. I might go find that prototype later, like, we'll get some extra bits going because of information I have gotten from Kenster today and Muware. I see why they were just gonna, like, prototype this as, like, sushi-themed, I suppose. Because I feel like Mahjong was probably fairly inscrutable to anyone that wasn't in Asian countries in the 80s. Do not quote me on that one, I don't know. I wish to assure you that I'm trying my best. Huh. Very cool. Alright, so... maybe I'll highlight it in the VOD, but... it was very... it went very quickly. But when that ball went into that hole that's labeled 3 in, you may... if you were watching very closely, you may have noticed that the ball... like I said earlier, yeah. When it hits where the line of pixels... oh yeah, I don't have a pause button, so I can't actually pause it and show you. But on that second playfield, where the line of pixels goes from the slant to the straight, the ball, on a normal pinball table, working under real-world physics, the ball should just shoot all the way out to the right flipper. But it doesn't. It drops as soon as it's out of that slant. It drops as it has because it drops as it has additional gravity on it. Anyways, here's our square car again. Do 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 do. Well, here's my Mahjong hand. I'm not good at Mahjong, so, you know. Oh god. This is the third game. Rip. Yeah, it's like, it's just made of lead. And it just doesn't feel good. Also, as time goes forward with the pinball section of stuff, I may make changes to, like, the criteria of how these games are played and everything. Like, sometimes, like, pinball, you understand. This one, I don't see myself go, like I said, if I, like, am just eating, if I just beef it hardcore, then I will, like, play it a little bit more, so I can fill a 30-minute time slot. But, like, when the game is either you see everything within the first 15 to 20 minutes, or if it's just inscrutable that I'm dealing with a lead weight of a pinball, I can very easily just move on. Besides, we have had bonus revelations, as I said, for like the 5th time now. Alright, well, I have the outlane stoppers. Now, for the record, usually whenever, you know, I have a ball captured like this, I should be able to aim it. It vacuumed all the way in, and I'm not sure how the hell that happened. Okay, so I think to, like, make up for the fact that, like, the physics on the ball are just, like, training under, 2x gravity, that spinner there is just made up of, magnets and a vacuum, both at the same time. Same with that, transport hole there. Rip. Well, that was 3 games of, Super Pinball. I think I've seen enough. Yeah. Let me stall for time just for a moment here. Please enjoy this game over screen. I hope you're enjoying this, the game over screen. Yeah, game over! Do, 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 do. Alright, so, because I am still stalling for time, because I'm, like, trying to get an answer from a friend about something. If not, no big deal. I've got other plans, but... What? Huh? Eh? What? Huh? What did I do? Am I dumb? I might be a little dumb here, chat room. This title screen, though? Kind of a bop. Do 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 do. Now, I'm gonna look at something here. What is going on? Hold up. This one... Okay. Super Pinball actually warrants a little bit more exploration here. I feel like I'm missing something. Okay. Hold up. we're gonna do some live research here. Huh. Alright, the Mahjong tiles mean literally nothing. Cool. Alright. Well, I went and got Super Sushi Pinball downloaded. So let's see what this is about. Statue of Liberty's here. The Statue of Liberty made sushi and slammed it down. Alright. Enjoy your history of freedom, sushi chat room. I'm not reading this. You getting this? You getting all this, chat room? Good. What was your sources on your research paper for sushi? Jiro dreams of sushi and Super Sushi Pinball. I like how it is, like, you can see on the bottom, it's like repeating words, but then it's like putting in the correct words. Sushi doesn't have any direct connection to this game itself. We only decided to add some sushi to it, so you might enjoy this very popular game of pinball. You know what? This is sincere. I'm sad this never came out. This was actually incredibly sincere. Okay, so it's pretty much the same thing, but there's 5 balls. Because I think whoever was localizing this realized, oh sweet Jesus. Now, the YouTube video that's on the, thing showed off there was, like, a section with a robot, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to that, just because of how nightmarishly, just, the ball's a nightmare. Like, let's be honest with ourselves, this ball is a horrible nightmare creature. I'll play out a game, and then I'll move on. Is the music a little different? It sounds different. Can I improve my car's tires? I like how there's a parts listing on the left there for what you get, but it just says parts body, so it's just like, oh man, I'm just carrying around a corpse, aren't I? This still isn't great, but like, I like how the intended localization was like, alright, let's make this a little easier for American audiences instead of like the usual opposite. And when I say easier, I mean you get like 2 more balls before. Because that was like kind of a stylistic choice during the era, because old electromechanical machines, they were not... Those were games you did not play for a while. They were usually 5 balls, because your balls drained pretty quickly. Like, you were playing for score, but that was it. There was, like, obviously no objectives in pinball machines that were running off of literal pulleys and electricity, so like gears and pulleys and everything to make everything go. So yeah, giving someone 5 balls was like, all right, it's the norm, because like anything less, and like you're gonna feel like you've been ripped off because you just didn't get a full game out of it. Like, cool, you played 10 minutes, if that, of pinball because the ball just drained so fast. Like, yeah, nudging was still a thing. Nudging in pinball was a thing since, you know, the days of like baffle ball, when the origins of pinball was just like you shoot balls up a thing and you're shaking the machine to get them into point holes, like Diet Pachinko essentially, but in the 1930s. Yeah, pretty much Xbox Live arcade of its time. Like once pinball tables became a lot more complicated and like you could keep the ball alive longer, because these stubby little flippers here, these flippers were kind of the norm of pinball tables from the 40s into the 60s and like even in the 70s. Like pinball flippers didn't start getting longer until the late 70s. Stubby little pinball flippers like that. This is what you had to work with during the electromechanical area. Wow, electromechanical era. So, okay, I just had to respond to something. So. So it's very straight, like, sure, this pinball game came out in 1985-ish, 1984, around that era in Japan. But, like, solid-state pinball machines were a thing. Like, electromechanical was done. So I have to wonder if, like, whoever designed this game was only ever familiar with electromechanical tables. Or just only ever saw pictures of electromechanical tables, never saw, like, modern pinball tables. Because if you look at NES Pinball, that plays like an actual pinball table. Like, in terms of, like, sure, it's not one-for-one exact pinball physics, but I mean, Iwata was a wizard, but like he wasn't like he wasn't a reality altering wizard or anything like that. So, you know, but he and the others that helped him on NES Pinball like did an incredibly good job. So here it's just like someone saw pictures of pinball and assumed a pinball in a pinball table should go very, very fast because gravity, and it's wrong. Yeah, it's true. Like, Areno does go to, like, a lot of just, like, old arcades that have just, you know, electromechanical pachinko and pinball, so. Plus, you know, ultimately, like, importing pinball machines, and I think still to this day, is, like, really expensive, because, like, your average pinball machine, I'm just gonna go by modern standards. It was probably cheaper back in the day, but let's go by modern standards. Like, your average pinball machine is a few £100, about, for the basic of the basic, around $8,000 USD, like, before taxes and everything else in there. Now, consider import fees, because you gotta throw your pinball table on a boat, because they're, oh hey, we got to space. We're just blowing up those astronauts now. Well, that happened. I'm sorry, astronauts. It was just really hard to import pinball tables to Japan, is the long and short of it. That's not saying Japan is, like, a devoid wasteland of pinball. No, like, there are, like, arcades in Japan that actually do run, official Stern tournament leagues. But, you know, back in the 80s, even with Japan's economy booming because of the car market as it did, you know, bit hard to get pinball tables across seas at the time, so you know. And that's why you had like I forget what European like what part of Europe they were based off of. This one gives you a match as well, huh? Interesting. Statue of Liberty's like, well, you lost. Anyways, I'm gonna drink my coffee. Have a good day. I'm I'm sad this never got released. Like, it's not a good pinball game. Uh Someone had the approximation of a pinball game when this was developed, and whoever was localizing this tried their best. So, we'll go back to the slideshow for now. Turn on some tunes, just as I talk. So, Super Pinball is not good. It was an attempt made in 1988. Soft Machine tried their best, I'm going to assume. Considering also that Soft Machine was primarily like, they made NES Pachinko games. Just, you know, digital renditions of Pachinko. They were probably like, you know, a Pachinko ball and a pinball probably falls at the same rate, right? Because, you know, like, Pachinko just goes straight down. That's just, like, intense. That is just all gravity going on there. So, I'm thinking that's what might have been, where it's just kind of like they were approximating pinball. And, well, the final product wasn't all that great, but they tried. And I can respect that. Can't recommend Super Pinball, but I can respect what they did. So the next game is going to be Family Pinball. Released in 1989, developed by Kid. So published by, and you can see up here, it was also a 60s program, yes. So, as you can see up in the corner, this was published in Japan by Namco's home publishing branch, known as Namcot. So as you can see in the cool facts, the game has a bunch of cool Namco characters. Pac-Man's in here. Some Pac-Man's friends are here. This could be considered a Pac-Man game if you want to get it down to brass tacks. This was released in the US as Rockin' Ball. Pretty much the same thing, just because Namco wasn't involved in it. They stripped away all the Namco references and everything like that. And, well, yeah, I think you know what the better version is. I'll take the version that has all the cool Namco characters. But before I jump into the pinball, I want to take a quick break. I need to refill my water and use the bathroom real quick. So enjoy the dune as I go take care of some things. I'll be back in like 5-ish minutes, not very long. Chat room, hello, I'm back. Let's go look at some Family Pinball. Now, I didn't put it in on the thing, because I wanted to show it off a little bit first with Family Pinball, but hide that. Oh, okay. This doesn't seem to be working. Alright, I gotta back up. Apparently that just didn't want to work. Alright, we have backups. Family Pinball. Nope, I gotta adjust my inputs here. Ooh, spooky cursor. There's nothing on the screen. So spooky. So, the thing about Family Pinball here is that it's sort of traditional pinball. Let's go take a look at the Pac-Man table. You be Pac-Man. You could be, I don't know who that is. Experts in the chat can tell me. I feel like I know who this dude is, but I don't remember. This is Wonder Momo. That's Valkyrie. I don't remember who that is. We're going to play as Wonder Momo. On the Pac-Man table. So, you get some tradition. Also, this one has a nudge. But here's the Pac-Man table. It's pretty simple. It's kind of like, do the thing, get points. Oh no, I drained. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I know who it is, but I don't remember the name or what they're from. But I know enough of my Namco to know who it is. Got a bonus, yeah. So, the animation of the flippers is nice. The physics aren't perfect, but as you can see, it does work, like, far more normal as a pinball table should. Yes, Genpi Tomodan. Yep. Thank you, Muware. Yep, it's like as soon as someone was going to say it, it's like, aha, yes, that. Didn't Dot play Genpei, any of the Genpei Tomodan games? I thought she did for Platformageddon. I could be wrong. I feel like that's where I saw that game, but... Well... The Namcot Weekly, I didn't even continue to end. I didn't even make it to the Namcot Weekly chat room. Anyways, here's this. We got 9-ball. This is just pachinko, but sort of. So the Pac-Man table is about as close to the traditional pinball as we're gonna get right now. We place bets, we try to get money. We can nudge the table. We gotta get the balls into the holes. This is why family pinball is kind of unique. No! Go over that way, thank you. Because it's like... It's not strictly traditional pinball. You got whatever's going on here. We're just trying to get balls in the holes, I suppose. Got 9 balls. Put them in the holes and get some points. Like, if you were a more traditional pinball enthusiast, Family Pinball and Rockin' Ball probably wasn't going to do it for you. I'll probably also just go get the Rockin' Ball ROM and just show that off as well. Because we do a lot of improvising here on the Adam show. And that's fine. Keeps things on their toes and entertaining. There's no fun in going by the script all the time, you know? Certainly jams that I got going on here. The jams are doing their job, though. Like, little ditties that you'd have in, like, a little casino or arcade or something, you know? Certainly fitting the vibe. Eventually I'll get into a hole. Eventually. What will I win? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. Now the problem is the ball moves a little too fast for it to be able to... There we go. I got it in the 1. I assume that's good. Nice. There's probably, like, some bonuses, depending on if you put it in, like, all the black squared holes or anything like that, you know. Do-do-do. Jams, 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 jams. Jams, 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 jams. Do 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 do. There isn't any tilt, so I can just nudge to my heart's desire here. Try to coax it in. Nope, didn't work. Fortunately, I can't really super control the power on the flipper, so, you know. This is just how it works until it goes in. Eventually. So much later, the old narrator quit and they had to hire a new one. Do 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 do. Got it. Alright, last ball. See where this brings me. What wonders await me at the end of this portion of the... I won nothing in 9-ball. If I actually get out of this game without resetting, I have to reset. Okay. Alright. So that's gambling pinball. I think this just kind of like is special modes or anything like that. It's just gambling 9-ball. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Alright. So now we have versus pinball. Bomber, Thunder, and Attack. I'm going to be Pac-Man. Computer will be Wonder Momo. We're going to do a 3-set match. Bomb. So, the allure of family pinball is this versus pinball that we got going on here. Where the whole point is to get the ball to the other side into the opponent's... Also, you can move your flipper, so you can have a flipper on the attack if you so wanted to. Now, you're not playing for points or anything. You're just playing to plunge the ball into your opponent's field. Now, there's 3 of them. Now, chat room. Oh no! 0 to 1. Oh, it changes sides. That's right. I forgot about that. Crap. You want to know a fun fact, chat room? This is on Fightcade. Anyone want to engage in some audience participation today? Don't have to if you don't want to, but the offer's there. Haha! Haha! Ha 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 ha! That's right. I'm screwing up your game because I'm shaking the whole table. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. That's right. Ugh. Take that, Wonder Momo. Think you're so cool. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Oh god. My hubris! No! Haha, nerd. No! Now, hitting those switches on the side does, like, things. I forgot what they do, but they do things. No! I've been bamboozled. Well, Momo has won this one. I think it's like you hit the things there, you pop it into that hole on the side there, and then you get like a power-up. What do you think you're doing? Haha, the ball exploded. Nerd. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoops. Oh well. Whoops. Scored on myself. But yeah, this is why it's called Family Pinball. Because it's supposed to be fun family pinball versus stuff. Fun for the whole family. Play with your friends. Play with your rivals. Play with your enemies. Play with nobody. I'm not a cop. I can't tell you what you can and can't do. Uh-oh. Can't see my flippers. I think this is like an intended rip. Well, chat room, I have been watched by Wonder Momo. If I hit continue, is it the same? Yeah, okay. So we'll reset that. Let's go check out Thunder. We'll play against Valkyrie. This seems pretty straightforward. Interesting angle of attack you can get there with your two flippers. Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh no! Not like this. Yeah, if you have Fightcade and you want to come battle me real quick, feel free. Audience participation. Hooray! Oh, that's rude. That was so rude. Haha. Oh no! You saved your ball. You fool. Not supposed to do that. Yeah, Thunder. I don't know what that does. I think it just puts you in an advantageous position to have the ball at that flipper. Yeah, I'm gonna shake the table and have you have a bad time. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh no! Hubris! I don't even think hubris applies here. I'm just saying hubris. No! Well. Let's just give this one the Valkyrie, shall we? Now let's look at attack. Attack, help, stop. Kill. Good. This is a very violent pinball table. I'll give it that much. It has the kill button. Haha. Ha 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 ha. Ah, I've hit the attack button. Oh, that's what... Oh, never mind. Apparently the attack button just makes a little obstacle in the middle. Oh. Chat room, have you ever really seen a pinball table that just has a lane marked kill? Just shoot your pinball down the kill lane, it's fine. Oh no. See, it's time for the kill lane. There's murder today here. Uh-oh. Today we have chosen kill. Uh-oh. Oh no, they've hit the help. Aha, I've hit the attack. I've hit the attack multiple times. Hey, Esther Wife, how's it going? Alright. Kill! Kill indeed. Ooh, that was close, actually. Oh no, the stop! But I've got the kill! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's what the help does. It just has like a giant stopper there. Oh no, that's probably what stop is. Haha, everything is active on my end of the board. Oh, never mind. Pinball is going pretty well. I've learned some cool new things that are going to show up later in the stream. But for right now, we're going through Family Pinball. And the versus modes on Family Pinball. So my opponent has the help. But I have the stop! Uh-oh. Well. Chat room, it seems I got watched by Pac-Man. I like how Pac-Man needs a footstool. And now there's sports! Let's play some pinball soccer, shall we? The sports. Look at that fucking eagle. It's foosball with pinball paddles. That's what it is. Yeah? You gonna... Oh, I got scored on. Oh god. Well, I'm not very good at pinball soccer, as you can see, unfortunately. Psh! I got washed. Now it's time for ice hockey, very quickly. Valkyrie's good at ice hockey, right? I think it's pretty much the same, just, you know, it's this. I don't know what BFI stands for here, but you know what? Hooray, I scored! Whoops! That's not how that works. Alright. This is how hockey's played. Just so we're cool, in case you've never seen hockey before in your life. This is exactly how hockey gets played. There are no other people. There's just a goalie. There's 2 pinball flippers. Yep. Riveting game of hockey. Let's go. Whoop, I got scored on. Now, for comparison's sake, I'm gonna go grab Rockin' Ball. You think I'd have this prepared, but I don't, because I'm not a professional. Oh, good. Please ignore my yawning. I also, like, slept okay-ish. Like, strictly okay. What? Excuse? Pardon? Alright, never mind, we're not getting Rocket Ball. So that's pretty much family pinball. Oh, pardon me. It's nifty, it's neat, it's a lot more fun when, you know, you got a friend with you, but it's fine. Like, it's pinball. It's pinball. Hydration time. Man, I'm going through this list quicker than I thought I would. But then again, it's pinball. Nah, doubt that. Alright, so what's next on the docket? It is going to be Rollerball. Hey, remember, I was going to say we're seeing Hal again? Release, 1998, developer Hal. Cool effects, Hal's back, yippee! Iwata was the producer on this one. This was... Oh, God, stretching time. So, this actually came out on the MSX first. However, the MSX version was kind of just a thing that was there, existed. It was fine, like... And the MSX Rollerball will be looked at closer to the end of the console portion, before I get an arcade, when I do the miscellaneous section. But yes, let's look at Rollerball. Welcome to Rollerball, the super pinball game that will excite and amuse you. Copyright 1988, HAL America, Inc. Licensed by Nintendo of America. Also, Hot Jams. I'm going to turn up the desktop audio a little bit because it's kind of quiet. Over there, you can hear these Hot Jams. Audio is terrible. So, I'll just show off match play real quick. This is the 2-player mode. You're going back and forth. The layout is similar to the MSX one. There's a little bit of differences going around here, but the donkey is very upset. Is this just a metaphor for America's political landscape? Anyways, yeah. This is just multiplayer rollerball. The donkey has been erased from existence. Let's reset this. Get to the actual meat and potatoes of the game. The skyscraper mode. Sour, please. So, the main thing of Rollerball is this 4-tiered pinball table. With this absolute banger of a song. Now, there like each tier has its own thing. Like, you got a slot machine on tier 3 here, where you start out the pinball journey. I can pop it back up to tier 4. Here's tier 2. We got the Statue of Liberty and a nice nightscape of the Pacific Ocean. Atlantic, not the Pacific. What am I talking about? I didn't go to school for geography. So, the point here is to spell out Sky High. And then you got the drop targets over there that raises the saber, opens up the gate, so that way there the ball doesn't immediately drain. But yeah, the point of this here is to spell Sky High. I mean, it's a pinball game. Pinball games have you do a lot of spelling a lot of the time. That's how you that's how you make pinball educational and not come under the eye of media watchdogs. Just say it's about spelling and counting. Granted, you know, back during the 70s, pinball, which in some instances kind of like there were unscrupulous types that like used pinball as like gambling machines. That was angering cities and states where gambling was illegal. So one of the more famous pinball stories out of the... Also, here's the first tier, where... shows what bonus, end of ball bonus, is at. The goal to get back up. Yeah, gotta break up the pinball rackets. Rip. We get the end of ball bonus. Whoops. Oh, that's my turbo button. Teehee. Challenge the skyscraper. So, back in the late, let's just say the 70s in general. Pinball was like banned in New York. Spat me down here. Go, just reshoot the ball. So, because pinball was seen as not of a game of skill, but more of a game of chance, and that's why people are like, haha, there's no skill in pinball, it's clearly gambling. So, I don't remember the guy's name, but, he was called upon to demonstrate that pinball was a game of skill. Like, you weren't just slapping around the flippers and a ball or anything like that without any rhyme or reason. There was stuff you had to do. And they brought in a pinball table to, I think it was like the New York Supreme Court. I got the eggplant. I think that's just bonus points. And he called a shot and made it. And then the court was like, okay, yeah, no, pinball is a game of skill. It's fine. And there's like a lot of... there was like disclaimers as well on like a lot of like 70s and 80s pinball tables. That's like, oh, pinball is a game of skill, not chance. Yeah, imagine being that guy. He even later admitted that he got a lucky shot despite calling it. He was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, no big deal. Also, hi Danny, I hope you're doing well today. So yeah, guy just makes a shot and like saves pinball in New York, and then yeah. It's pretty wild. Yep, that's just how he goes down in history. Makes the luckiest shot, makes a Babe Ruth tier lucky shot and saves pinball as an industry. Love to see it. I'm glad that's good. Oh yeah, that's my turbo button. Alright, back up. Back up the skyscraper. So what I was trying to say with the fourth tier is if you manage to spell out the word, if I recall correctly, you get multi-ball. But yeah. Yeah, that's why a lot of, like, despite all that, like, there was a lot of pinball tables during that era. And that's why you see, like, the statement for amusement only on, like, some old arcade games and pinball tables and stuff, because there was, like, a very real fear that this was just gonna, like, promote gambling and stuff like that. And, like, video poker, as time went on, was a thing, so... Alright, let's run it back. Rollerball is very good. I highly recommend this, but this is also very much a situation of, like, you play for 15 minutes and you see the entire table, which is, like, mostly what all pinball is going to be, like, in the grand scheme of things. But at least there's a lot to explore here, and, like, it's very well programmed. Are physics perfect? No. Like, but they're good. Like, compared to Super Pinball. And, like, I guess with Family Pinball, you're not really concerned about that, because the only real pinball table in Family Pinball is the Pac-Man table. So. But considering this was HAL, Iwata was involved, it makes sense that this is just a very competent NES pinball game. So. Like I said, this is not the last time we will see HAL Laboratories for this project. This is the last time we're seeing HAL Laboratories today. But once I get to the handheld portion of the pinball part, shocking nobody, there are no handheld light gun games. That'd be funny. Like, friendly reminder for the light gun portion of this project. I am using a Sinden. And Sindens are actually, like, somehow compatible with phones in some way, shape, or form. You have to, like, do some wizardry to get it working. But it's very funny just having, like, the mental image of sticking a light gun bigger than your average phone in the face of your phone. Like sticking up a baby for its candy with a frickin' deagle. Which, deagles are just funny little guns that are... Oh my god, there was... Oh my god, thank you. Alright, I gotta put that on the list. That's going into the miscellaneous part of the project. Also, I should say, I'm looking at official releases for the projects. I know there's like a lot of, homebrew. I bet that's on MAME. I hope that's on MAME. Hooray, I got the exit hole. Also, for the record, much like NES Pinball, there is no nudge on this. At least Family Pinball had that going for it. Even if the nudge was more like kind of a weaponized thing in the multiplayer modes, but that's fine. Iwata did not believe in nudging the pinball. I can respect it. Whoops. But there are some sick homebrew stuff for the NES using the Zapper. I remember someone made, like, Russian roulette, actual NES cart and everything for the Zapper. There was a game being shown off in the MagFest Indie Space that ran off of an NES using the NES Zapper. That was kind of like it was like this mech game where you were using both the controller and the Zapper in tandem. It was very cool. But yeah. This is the third game of Rollerball. The pinball portions will probably be shorter streams. I'll probably just do another game of Rollerball, just like pad out time. But there's also, like I said, there has been developments today in terms of NES Pinball that I have to go find. Danny, you'll appreciate this. Mark Flint has been identified and is showing up again this stream. Mark Flint is real. There's more to it than Fire Rock. Because I didn't think about looking at the FDS for pinball games. Apparently Mark Flint did just make a FDS pinball game. Which I need to know, because I feel like that's going to explain a lot about Fire Rock. It all comes back to Fire Rock in the grand scheme of things. Like, there is no... It's like the Crab cycle, but instead of Crab, it's Fire Rock. All things return to Fire Rock. All things return to Mark Flint. It's just how it is. Need to get a Holly Heck maybe documentary expose on Mark Flint now that we got the Devil Dumper Doris one, which I am going to play that this week. I'm probably going to just find a stream to play it, like before I do the main event, or that might be Sunday's stream, because Sunday is the free game where I have nothing planned because I don't know what game I'm gonna end up playing after Space Station Silicon Valley, but I'm going to be streaming until I beat Space Station Silicon Valley tomorrow at the very least. But there was like something else that was just like, it's so, again, I haven't played it yet. I've just been watching people and it's so fascinating. I really like it. There's like also something else within that tier that I was thinking about like showcasing, but I don't remember what it was. That's fine though. So, I will probably... What time is it? 1:46? Okay. I'll play this until I hit the 2-hour mark on the live, and then I'll take a quick, make my lunch break. And then I will go on to the next set of pinball. There's 3 more games left to talk about. And they're all very interesting. But I want to see... my main goal is to try to get the multi-ball. Which is... multi-ball in a pinball game of this era, like, digitally, is impressive. Like, considering the next game's Pinbot, that's not like it's a secret or anything like that. Like, Pinbot being a conversion of an actual pinball table, it's less shocking there, but I feel like Rare had to make some concessions to get Pinbot working, as we will see. Or someone just really liked the color palette that they chose. Pinbot is a strange one. It's a cool conversion, but it's a strange one. Alright, so... I gotta get back up. At least I can ball capture, so that's nice. But yeah, like, the physics on aiming with the flippers are just kind of a little off. Like I said, you don't expect perfection. this is impressive enough in what they did. Like, I'm just going to be using... I'm sorry, Super Pinball. I'm sorry you're like that, but you're going to be the example on the not good way to do your pinball game here. You do not make your ball out of lead. Like, this is normal pinball speed. The ball's a little small, but in the grand scheme of things. So I just need to get the Y and the H. Probably slightly easier said than done, but, well, cool. Now I just need to pop it up there, and that should activate multi-ball. Oh, God. I think the less we think about Bride of Pinbot, the better. It might be for everyone's best interest. We did it! New music! It's bumpers now! Cool, exciting new music! Get bonus points! Yeah! Oh well. There is a multi-ball thing in here. I just forget how to activate it. What happens now if I go back up there? Like, do I have to respell Sky High? Nope. We're still in the, super hype mode up here. Now, Bride of Pinbot as a table, I think is a fine, like, as a rule set. Oh, I'm popping these bumpers. Got it. Okay, that's what I have to do. But, like, as... let me rephrase that. Bride of Pinbot as a table layout, in terms of, like, objectives and stuff like that, it's fine. But the original rule set's, like, kind of really wonky. It kind of has that, like, incredibly stinky 80s sexism for it, and it's just like, There's literally some art there that's like, astronaut riding on a thing going into Bride of Pinbot's crotch. Haha, that's funny, right? It's like, oh, good. Good. Everyone loves their 80s sexism in pinball, on pinball tables, right? Gotta Leave was a freaking ultra culprit of that. Like, not nearly as blatant, but like, yeah. Nothing says family-friendly pinball like some sleazy-looking old man slapping a lady's bum on a pinball table about golfing. There is a modern rule set for Bride of Pinbot that most operators nowadays that I've seen just use that because it's like a far more tighter rule set. It doesn't have like the giant emphasis on making the the 1 billion shot that the original rule set does. It's just all around like a better time. I have played that one a few times. There's a few local places. Tomorrow I'm gonna go scope it out. Apparently there's a semi-new brewery downtown where I live. And I missed it last week because we were doing Starfinder, and we hadn't done Starfinder in weeks due to illnesses and everything else in between. So I didn't want to go to the pinball tournament, but it's like, I know they have at least like Foo Fighters, an old I gotta respell Sky High. Okay. An old Gotta Leave table. Think something from the 90s. And they just listed it on Facebook. God, using Facebook. Ugh. As Lost World, but didn't specify if it's Jurassic Park Lost World, because there is an actual old Williams pinball table called Lost World. It could easily be that. They have a Gotta Leave table from the 80s, which, barf, I hate If you were expecting pinball, if you weren't expecting pinball opinions from me today, you've come to the wrong stream, because I'm playing pinball. You're getting my pinball opinions. And I don't like Gottlieb tables. I just don't. They have a few good ones, but most of their tables, at best, are mediocre. Sorry, any Gottlieb heads watching past, present, or future. But I'm sorry, I'm a Gottlieb hater. I reserve my hate for very, very few things in life. Just things that deserve it, and unfortunately, Gottlieb deserves it. Please forgive all the hate in my bearded heart. Rip. Game over. I feel like the ratio of, like, Gottlieb likers to dislikers is, like... I don't... Class of 80... 1812 is fine. I'm not a fan, but I can see its merits. Oh, man. Alright, so that's Rollerball. Rollerball is cool. Like, honestly, very much... It does make horrible noises. It does. Alright, I'm going to take a very quick break. Probably no more than 10 minutes. Well, like, if that. But, let me... I need to replay Shadow of the Beast. It's been far too long. I also have the remake that I've actually never played. Anyways, while I was taking a break, I've got the special game we'll be looking at the end of everything else that I've got planned. But I also managed to get a Rockin' Ball. Just to show off, like, the differences. Like, the Namco logo is no longer there. Impressive that they just warped the entire Japanese title to fit the Rockin' Ball font there. Everything else is kind of the same. Like, we still got the, but now we have, instead of the Namco characters, we have Tom, Billy, John, Paul, Lisa, and Diana. I don't know what Paul's on here, but, you know. Yeah, there's no Pac-Man theming. It's rock, shake. There's a hamburger over there. We're just very American now. It's kind of just... I feel like it loses the charm without the, Namco characters. It's just... It's a generic pinball game now. Like, just nothing else going on here. Just cool, it's pinball. Like, it's sauceless pinball, and oh boy, speaking of sauceless pinball, that's coming up very soon, but... Anyways, I'm gonna reset this. Whoops. That's not the reset button. That's the reset button if I was on Fightcade. I'm not on Fightcade! I think this is pretty much... 9-ball is pick one of the following power skills. 10-ball, special, 5-ball, max, flipper. 9-ball is still 9-ball. There's no changes here. I think these are completely untouched. Outside of the graphics on the thing, yeah. It's pretty much the same, just the one generic pinball table that it's got. It's just kind of like whatever. Alright, next game. Pinbot, released in 1990. Developer by Rareware. Cool effects. Yep, that rare. Before, you know, Donkey Kong Country, they went on the map. Put them on the map, second party to Nintendo. They were doing a bunch of stuff for the NES and Nintendo. And one of them was a conversion of the real-life table Pinbot. Yep. There's some video game mechanics that hopefully I'll be able to show off. For better or for ill, And this game is very purple, and they've made some additions uh, that are additions. You'll see. Uh, wow, my brain's out. For the record, just want to reiterate this, what I'm about to play, I'm like hyping it up like it's some kind of super special thing, when in reality it's just like, it's here. But Pinbot here is the first video game I played as a wee tiny little dust mite of a beard at a year and a half old. And you'll see why I said it looks very purple. It is very... I mean, we got, like, you shuffle some stuff around and we got the trans flag, so Pinbot says trans rights. Good for Pinbot. Thank you, Pinbot. And there's just a robot babe here. That's probably Pinbot after the transition, so I'm proud of her. But yeah, Pinbot. It like, they tried taking the color palette of the original table and just, like, had a lot of purple. Anyways, let's play Pinbot. Now, it is clever that in order to make it so that way the table could scroll. It keeps the bottom flippers there at any given moment on the screen, and it just split screens it. But in the grand scheme of things, this is just Pinbot, the actual pinball table, the physical one. So, the goal of Pinbot, the main goal is to get to the sun. You're traveling from the, from Pluto to the sun. Now, you got the vortex skill shot. You want to get it into the second hole there for the most points, but if you get it all the way to the top, you know, you get a bunch. Now, the secondary goal is lighting all the panels on Pinbot up there. Doing such activates Pinbot's visor. I also got a little bit of a point bonus there. It's worth 50,000, so, you know. Now, traversing the galaxy is done by one of two ways. This show my pointer. Right around here is a target where it will advance your planets, and then there's another one here where the with the drop targets over here. That wasn't good enough to pop it in there. Oh no, there is also no nudging. This is the nudgeless table. But I got Pluto, so I get a little bit of bonus points for getting Pluto. Now I completely flubbed that skill shot, so I don't get any points whatsoever. But, like, as far as, like, pinball physics go, Rareware did an incredibly good job. Like, sure, we don't have any nudging, and it sucks, but this was as close as you were getting in 1990, as far as I'm concerned. Like, maybe some home microcomputers could do better, but some of the stuff that, when I get to the computer portion, that we'll see, yeah, well. Having computers being able to simulate pinball physics is not a given. Especially if it's just Amiga ports. Alright, so they even had the digital, the voices from the original pinball table in here. Very bit crushed, but it's here. So since I've lit up all of Pinbot's panels, I need to shoot into the eyes there. So that'll eventually happen. There we go. Now, the table does not really explode and shake like that on the normal one, but, you know, I get in the second one, I get multi-ball. When you have multi-ball on Pinball, all point values are doubled. So I just got to get it in there. Now, I think flipper physics are a little off, but, like I said. Also, I just want to... Oh, select is my nudge button. I don't actually have a, Now, the issue with multi-ball on this is it's always going to be following one ball. Which... It's unfortunate, but, you know. Rip. I just want to test something. OBS was like, welcome to the chat room, and I want to make sure things are working. It seems like it is, so whatever, I think. Maybe? Well, I got a game over. I wonder if Slime Chat broke. Slime Chat broke. Well, that sucks. Let me restart the stream super quick. A lot of making local recordings, otherwise rip the VOD. Ah. Okay, there we go. That's weird. Thanks, Twitch. I got a high score, at least. Alright. Okay, I can see you, Kenster. Yeah. I think my chat just got, disconnected, and Slime Chat just doesn't reconnect. And I have to, restart OBS in general. So I'm blaming Twitch for that one. But anyways, let's play another game, Pinbot. Pinbot as an IRL table, I do very much enjoy. Maybe a little bias, but I like what it does. I almost like Jackbot a little more, but I think Jackbot suffers for the fact that it's alright, we've just remade Pinbot, but with a different rule set. What I mostly want to show off is... Hooray, I got the energy transfer value. What I mostly want to show off is the, what happens when this pinball table gets a little video gamey. And in order to do that, I need to progress planets. Which, easier said than done. Because I either have to get all three of those drop targets down, or get that, very hard to hit right side target. So, you know, I've got my work cut out for me. Well, I got that one on accident, so let's go. Almost had those bonus points. Pretty close to having Pinbot's visor open. Got the annoying one, but I don't have much time to Okay, cool, that counted. Alright, so the visor is open, we have progressed a planet. So let's try to get multi-ball again. I'm not even gonna, bother getting, the other one, because I think the plunger... Whoa, hello. I almost made #1 amateur mistake right now, having both flippers up in a panic. Do not double flip, chat room. I'm just gonna have a bad time. Can I get in there? Maybe. Cool, double scores. We have multi-ball. So, when I was a kid, I always thought, when you, whoops. Okay, now I have an opportunity to get, like, essentially the jackpot. That's not it, but I think as a kid, I always thought, like, you were hitting those panels at Pinbot, and then you did enough damage, and, like, you squished the visor. Not knowing, like, how the actual pinball table worked. I didn't know how rule sets worked. I was a child. I wasn't even, like, 3 years old. I wasn't even 2. But when there's a pinbot, when there's a pinball in one of Pinbot's, eyes, if you shoot for that, you get the solar value, which is essentially this table jackpot. Okay, cool. I've done well enough that the color palette has changed. Now, you see that little blob moving around the planets? That's what I'm talking about when this game gets when it gets a little video gamey. That blob will be a threat if I don't take care of it. Now, I lost my multi-ball, but I'm doing pretty good. Like, I've traveled around the solar system. Yes, now it's kind of an evil smog monster now. Like, I'm not entirely certain what it's supposed to be, but it's getting bigger and threatening. Like, evil blob on the pinball table. But I've lit the extra ball, at the very least. Why is there an evil blob? I've got the extra ball. Why is there an evil blob on the pinball table? Who allowed this? Who's not cleaning their pinball table? I think that's the question that needs to be asked. Well, I lost the ball, but I've advanced the planet, so it's fine. Alright, ball 2. Our little slime friend is still on the table. Now, the problem with Slime Friend is... Well, if I don't... I won't explain it, but it's kind of funnier if I don't explain it. But, you know. But the little slime there is trying to get to the, Ooh, okay. Thank you, Stopper. Fun fact, stoppers were put into the, as far as I remember, stoppers were actually put into the, drain right there to diminish the whole, notion that this was a game, like, a game of gambling. Now, it missed the stopper, so, like, just went right down. Now, you may have noticed when the ball got really close to Slimy there, the mouth opened. There's a reason for that. Stream Elements bot, you suck. Why do I even have that bot active? I need to, like, remove it. I'm not even using Stream Elements anymore. I've, like, unsubscribed from everything there. Like, this is some one last residual. I got the solar value. Look at all those points. Love to see it. Do. Now. I kind of want to try to progress it further so that way there the other video gamey elements show up, but I'll probably play one more game of this. I don't even know where I'm at because, like, everything's split up because I had to restart OBS. Hooray, I got the special. I don't know if that does anything for me in the grand scheme of this. Extra ball's lit. Now, little Blobby McBlobberson is in the center. He's trying to eat my pinball. So, essentially, now I cannot shoot the ball directly into the blob. He's got a little bit of a gravitational field there. He's trying to get that ball. Oh boy, is he trying. Alright, I got the extra ball. Now, he can't immediately consume my pinball. I am sort of trying to see what happens. You can! Oh! I really did just ricochet the ball back into Pinbot's eye. No, he ate my ball! Well, that's what happens. The blob consumes your ball and spits it down into the out lane, and I did not mash did not mash start hard enough. It's an evil blob. We might see the missiles, but yes, this game has missiles that shoot at your flippers and can blow up your flippers, and then you're down a flipper. I think that's like the next color palette tier, essentially. But yeah, that's what Rare did to make Pinbot a little bit more video gamey, in that there's a evil space blob trying to consume your pinball. I think I have another extra ball lit. I just need to, like, hit the lane, one of the lit lane. Eventually. I got those points at the very least. Alright, there we go. Got that extra ball. Uh-oh. Hey, chat room, you remember what I said about double flipping earlier and how not to do it? Well... I'm only 3 planets away from the sun at the very least, so that's cool. I have managed to get to the sun on, like, not the actual real table, but the recreations in Pinball Arcade. I forget if this is on the new Pinball FX. I don't think it is. But I've managed the sun before. Bonus points for my efforts. That's a weird thing just to say in general. I've managed the sun. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna see the missile, unfortunately. Whoops. I mean, we're not gonna see it because I'm just bad at pinball. I'm not bad at pinball. I just had a moment, that's all. That was a solid run of Pinbot. Game over, but I can put in my initials. I got 5th place. Hell yeah. That's Pinbot for you. I'll just let the Pinbot jams... Oh, okay, it's gonna be... I gotta go all the way back. So yeah, Pinbot is a very, very good conversion of the real pinball table to the NES. Like, Rareware managed to get as close as I possibly could with the physics, and it feels fine. Like, it's not actual one-to-one physics, but... Let's go to the next one. Pinball Quest. That release date is slightly wrong. It did kind of come out in 1990 here in the States. The developer Toze, published by good old Jailco. Anyone who has familiarity with the retro scene knows about good old Jailco. So, the main event of Pinball Quest is an RPG mode. The first ever pinball RPG. As I said here, it's very dank. Like, holy crap, is it dank. But I'm replaying that for Childhood Rental Project because I rented Pinball Quest as a kid. This was the only pinball game that I did rent as a kid, though, despite me loving pinball. So, you know. And I have beaten it, and I have beaten the quest mode on the Childhood Rental Project, but I'm running it back because, like, that was, like, almost 2 years ago at this point. Like, a lot of the stuff outside of, like, Perfect Fart, yeah, let's go. I'm 10. Perfect Dark, outside Perfect Dark, but that's for a different. We're gonna look at the traditional tables. As it says, they're kind of bad. I wish I had more praise for these, but you'll see. Here's Pop Pop. No, not your grandfather. Just bowling. It is nifty that, you know, oh, here's this multi-tiered table going on. But also, asking your player to move around their pinball flippers, to play other areas, doesn't feel good. Also, the physics are very off. There's a nudge button, not set to start. But hooray, I got into the jukebox. There's just this now. There's the miniature pinball pool is what we're playing now, chat room. Oh no, I scratched. Rip. But hey, I got that 1K symbol up. You can probably notice that, like, the pinball just very much super... Yeah, and that happens. Like, if you're not quick enough to readjust your flippers, well, you're having a bad time. And you can see how the pinball is kind of having a rough time, just in general, on the surfaces. That's why the quest mode is dank, because it has, like, a lot going for it. There's interesting ideas. Anyways, let's go to the golf. We're not done seeing golf in the pinball games. How many, like, golf-themed tables are there as well? Like, rip. I think there's, like, 2. There's No Good Gophers, and then there's the Gotta Leave one that I was talking about. Now, see, this one... Oh no, I got the water hazard. Oh no, it drained. Oh no. Yeah, No Good Gophers, teed off. I can't think of any others. Water hazard. Don't you like it when you're playing pinball and, like, all of a sudden the ball goes into a pool of water? We're just, alright, cool. Also, why are the bumpers so evil looking? That's my question. Well, that just drained right into the, Alright, let's take a look at, Circus. This one is a little bit more traditional looking. I like how the bumpers just turn into sad clowns when you hit them. Yeah, you can see the hitching and the slowdown, and it's like... It's kind of the same thing as Super Pinball was, where there's kind of like an approximation of how pinball should work, but it doesn't. Like, the ball is huge compared to the flippers. At least, like, the ball, like, moves at a rate that a pinball should, and it's not made of lead. It's not just incredibly heavy, but, like... If you're watching this and you're going, man, this looks like it doesn't look good, it doesn't feel good either. Like, there's not a lot I could do there, and the nudging system in this is kind of like, it's there. That's my problem with nudging in older pinball games. It's like, it's there, it helps, but you don't really have the fine control. Whoops, that's just on me. You don't really have okay. Fine control that you would in general. Alright, well, every game's... Now that I've showed off the 4 games, I'm just gonna do the, rule set proper that I honestly only been kind of doing. Well, I did it for Pinball and, Rollerball, so, you know. I think I might just make it a 30-minute minimum going forward, because, like, I don't even think I'm like, semi-close to breaking 3 hours on the stream, but I only have, like... It was one more before I was informed of Mark Flint's Moonlight, ball, whatever it's called. But yeah, this is the first. Consider this the pilot episode of this, project. Just to see what I can do, what needs to be retooled. Especially when we get to the light gun portion will be, like, a little bit more organized, because, I mean, like, light gun games definitely have stopping points. Whereas, like, pinball is like, well, okay, I do well at pinball, and, you know, I'm here for an hour. I'm playing I'm, like, playing a great endurance battle with pinball now. I mean, right now I'm playing, pinball pool, but... Yeah, I did it! I unlocked the 10K. I don't know if that's like a rollover. Like, if I hit the 10,000, or if that's just my end-of-ball bonus. But, yeah, I'm like, despite my reservations about just the Pinball Quest table, the generics on here, I'm still gonna do it. It's still getting it's still getting the normal shakes. Yeah, I scratched, but I don't get anything for it. I got all the balls in, so... Yeah, it's just... The tragedy of Pinball Quest, outside of the quest mode, is just... You see what they're trying to do, but you look at it closely, and it's like... Oh, I see how badly this is all... Also... Pretty certain, like, a lot of just the outcomes on this one is deterministic. Because every time I hit the cue ball for the first shot, the fake billiard balls always went in the same way, which, yeah. When you're trying to do physics, of course, you're gonna have a degree of determinism when it comes to this kind of thing. Hooray! We've reset the pins, I suppose. And, like, the positioning of the flippers on that upper stage doesn't... And, like, there's nothing on that left side. They just dedicated that entire left side to the billiards minigame, and it's just like, cool, if my ball goes over there, I'm doing nothing. And it's unfortunate. Like, you could have had something here, and, like, it's very clear, these tables feel more like a side event to the main event of the RPG mode. Like... This is just like, oh, you're not into pinball RPG? Then, well, here's the bone of just these generic tables, quote-unquote. And because of the physics of this game in general, that's why the Pinball Quest mode is pretty dank. If you're... when I initially did it, I think it took me, like, 3 hours to beat the quest mode, but, like... I watched a long play, which, you know, not 90% chance save states and stuff happen on that long play, but, I think it took him, like, 30 minutes to beat the quest mode. Well, but, yeah, it's long. Like, when I'm talking about, like, being deterministic, yeah, those 2 balls go there, just because I spawned a little bit faster. The other 2 balls moved. Alright. That's the game locking up for a moment for you. And, like, this billiards mode just kind of kills the flow, you know? And, like, the main thing about pinball is the flow. The flow of the game and everything. Like, if you're playing pinball just for the sake of just hitting the ball places, like, then you're not really playing pinball, and, like, that's what this feels like. I'm hitting this pinball. I didn't mean to deliberately scratch like that, but, you know. It's like, oh boy, I'm just hitting this pinball for the sake of hitting the pinball. The main goal just takes so much time and slows everything down. Like, having, like, alternate play styles on your pinball table is not, like, the worst thing on the face of the planet, but it's never made the main event, you know? Where it's like, oh, if I want to progress, like, the score like, these big scores and everything like that, I gotta engage in this system. This system of general slowness. Because this just is. That's the best way to describe it. It is. And like I was saying, like, when it comes down to pinball, when pinball is known for how fast and constant movement it is, when you have an is in pinball, then something went wrong. Like, I don't know. Pinball shouldn't be pinball for the sake of pinball, if that makes any sense. And that's what this is. This is pinball for the sake of being pinball. And that's kind of why the non-RPG mode is very disappointing. I mean, I'm doing good right now, but it's also like, cool, I'm doing the stupid billiards again. I could just scratch if I really wanted to, just to get out of it quickly, but... Nah, I like playing it out. See? I won by doing nothing. And just, like, I come out and it's like, cool, I've already got all the pins down. Yay, I've won. And, like, at least, you know, NES Pinball. Yeah, sure, that's about as complicated as these tables are. Like, the side tables here on a... Oh, okay, I scratched. Pinball Quest? It's also, like, you know... Eh? I think I've been at this for about 10 minutes, though. Next time I do pinball, I'll have a timer. I'll go get a timer widget somewhere. I gotta add some stuff to OBS too. I gotta go find a screen flashing filter as well. So that way there, people's eyes don't freaking explode. Did I get an extra ball? Is that what happened? It's definitely on ball 2. I must have got an extra ball. Oh, there we go. Oh no. How sad. Alright, we don't need to touch the other one. We can just play Viva Golf and its inscrutable rule set. I understand nothing. I like how this one doesn't even have, like, a need to. Now, in all honesty, this would probably work better if I tried... Well, yeah, look at how badly the ball is having a bad time when I try having it captured. And there's, like, a little bit of lag between, like, when I press the button and the flipper going. Like, there's wind-up on the flipper. That's another issue. Like... You don't have wind-up... No, I don't want to play Pop Pop Pop. I'm done with Pop Pop Pop. Like, my... Whoops, that's my rewind button. Not even sure why I have that. I don't need it. Yeah, there's wind-up on your flipper. That's just not good. Pinball flippers don't have wind-up. What even happened there? Okay, it took a moment for it to go into the hole. At least the game is putting itself on display, so that way there, it's showing off examples of my gripes with it. Not making me look like a weird hater mad person. Because I assure you, if I have complaints, they're valid. Look what I'm doing here. You want to talk about deterministic? Like, this pinball table is just showing its entire ass live. Please look forward to when I roll this on freaking Childhood Rental Project. Get to see the, RPG mode. Which, I'll give the RPG mode credit. It's interesting. It's unique for what it is. RPG pinball wouldn't be tried for multiple decades. I think we're the only other, game that really tried. I hesitate to say Yoku's Delivery Service, because I feel like that's more like adventure pinball than pinball RPG. But I think it's Rollers of the Realm was like the only other time someone decided to like do pinball with like some vague RPG elements to it. And I don't mind Rollers of the Realm. I think it could have been better, but it could have definitely been a lot worse, so. I will say the pixel art is cute. I'll give it that. We've got cute pixel art. But everything else about this package is pretty stay away. Like, I also just had an idea what I can do at the end of the stream as well. Oh, glad I have the local recordings that I can stitch this all together. Yeah, the art is very cute on this one. Like, especially this one. You got your little clown, got your little the lion tamer there, and the adorable smiling lion. Like, and like the art on the RPG mode is very cool too. Like, there is work there. So it's not all doom and gloom. Just as someone who plays a lot of pinball. God, that reminds me. I think when I get deeper into this thing, I just had a terrible idea, but I would have to, like, make sure I can do it because of, you know, the nature of it. So, idea came to my head that maybe I run, I don't know, like a sub goal or donation goal thing. Like, I don't really want to set up a donation thing for the stream, like, at all. Because I just don't need the money. Unless I get, like, really desperate. But even then, like... But I have to look into it, because... And everyone can roast me for it. I bought it because it was a pinball game, and I was, pun intended, perversely curious. I wasn't actually perversely curious, I just wanted to make that pun. So, there's Senran Kagura Peach Ball. It is Senran Kagura Pinball. With all the implications of that if you're familiar with Senran Kagura. It sucks. It's a terrible pinball. I'll play this one more because that was just kind of like... It is bad. It is a bad pinball game. And it's just like, I don't know. Like, goes to show how ace I am when it's like, I don't even care about the fact that, like, haha, it's Senran Kagura, haha. Girls are in furry bikinis acting like animals. Someone's into this. It's just like, no, it's a shitty pinball game. What are you talking about? I'm offended. Get these... I care not for these girls. I care for the pinball. I mean, well, Nelly is a real pinball table, even if the, you know, content, quote-unquote, is, like, pandering to someone who really likes that old school era. It's like, I'm not even complaining about, like, because, like, we won't mince, like, this is pretty say-so. I like keeping it pretty safe from work here, but, like, we won't mince words. People who play Senran Kagura games are playing Senran Kagura games for fairly obvious reasons. And like the whole bonus round when you like complete the pinball table level is like, haha, you're using the flippers to slap your butt and boobs. And it's like, okay, yeah, that I guess it's a center and conquer game. You know, if that's how we're gonna do it, I guess that's how you do it. But it's like, it's a shitty fucking pinball game. That's my problem here. It's like, all right. I just wanted to know, like, because it's rare for, like, a Japanese-developed game, when they say pinball, it's actually traditional pinball like this. Because it's like when Final Fantasy 15 was getting, like, all that insane cross-promotion, they were like, ah, yeah, the pinball game. But it was like, it wasn't pinball, it was just, like, deconstructed pachinko, almost. And it was very disappointing. That one pinball gacha game Psy Games did was kind of amusing, but I don't know. Like, it was nice to see, like, a traditional pinball game. And I wanted to see how it played, and I got it for, like, $10, and, like, her funny booby game is pinball. And then I played it for, like, 30 minutes, and I just got mad. But I had the idea of, like, if we hit a sub-threshold during this project, I'll play it on stream, but I also feel like I'll just get banned off of Twitch. So, that's something like a private After Dark stream kind of deal, just to show how fucking bad it is. Alright, that was Pinball Quest. So, we'll see the RPG mode sometime soon. RNG has to pick it. Now, for the final, before I was informed of some developments, is High Speed. Cool facts. Yep, it's rare again. It's another real table video game conversion. Pinball does not go at incredible high speed, I'm sorry. The pinball goes at speeds. We don't have those hot jams, but we have the we have the deconstructed trans flag again in the credits. High speed says trans rights. Pinball says trans rights. And we got the voice clips from the pinball table at the very least. Now, High Speed as a real table, I think is okay. I am huge preferer of its sequel table that has like a fairly similar layout. High Speed, the Getaway. Now, this one doesn't feel as good, and they wanted to go a little bit more video gamey with it. Like, there's just water slicks. You saw that, like, bag of money there for additional points. Yeah, the Williams logo was pretty much the Motorola logo put upside down. The ball feels like it moves a little faster, like, to its detriment. There's a tumbleweed now. There's just a tumbleweed. I broke the tumbleweed. There's a helicopter. This one feels like they wanted to make it a little bit more like the video gaming aspects happen a little bit quicker than it did in Pinbot. And I feel like that's to its detriment. But the goal of High Speed is to those stop signs, the streetlights up there. You got to get them the red, which activates. Oh yeah, if you get caught in the tumbleweed, it just drains your ball. Like, the video gaminess comes very quickly. And it just feels slightly off compared to Pinbot. Like, Pinbot is the superior one here. If, like, you decide, hey, how, like, I don't know why, like, I'm gonna be real, if you decide to play pinball, get inspired to play pinball games from this project, I'm going to question why you play NES conversions, unless you want to, like, be like, Adam, what's wrong with you? This isn't that bad, or you just want to know for yourself. But I think I'll just rank when I'm done here. My feelings on these games. Yeah, we got the digitized voices. They're here. Hooray. All the cops are after us. Now we have the cool we got away. We got the cool multi-ball music going now. So that's how you get multi-ball in high speed. Unfortunately, we have the same multi-ball camera as Pinbot, where it prioritizes the ball closest to the flippers. So it's a little hard to try to get jackpots and everything when, you know, I can only see one ball at one time, but hey, there's a helicopter on the field. I did it. I escaped via helicopter. This may come as a shock to you, but no, there weren't any bonus levels in the original high-speed table. So that's what I mean when it gets very video gamey very quickly. Now, anyone who watches the childhood Rattle Night portions of my streams whenever they can catch it might remember that I rolled RC Pro-Am, and this might be looking a little familiar. Where I'm just playing pinball version of RC Pro-Am. Use the pinball to make my car go fast, knock out other cars, complete as many laps, I suppose. Now, the ball being a little faster on the drop and having far more gravity makes a lot more sense. Kenster, I can't tell if you're joking or not. And that scares me. Okay, good. Because I knew the RC Pro-Am bonus mode. I don't know if there's anything else in here. But yeah, they weren't feeling to be very accurate on this one. Which, fine, I suppose. Like, striving for accuracy on everything. When you have the power of video games and anime on your side. There's no anime here, I'm sorry. Yeah, rare pinball tables would be sick, but that's not anything Microsoft's going to be doing. Microsoft has other problems. Like existing. Honestly, though, if there was a pinball Battletoads, like, side bonus table here, this would be cool, but alright, 2 more games of high speed. I don't think I'm gonna hit the 30-minute mark on this, to be perfectly honest with you, with high speed. Okay, I have at least been going for 3 hours, but like, Twitch metrics aren't gonna show that. Like, I care about Twitch metrics. I do not believe in the false god known as the algorithm and its false doctrines, such as numbers. Man, if Neil Gaiman wrote the American God sequel now, you know, like, the algorithm would be a modern new god. That might even been a thing in the American Gods series. I've never watched it. I'll probably find a way to watch it one day. Big fan of that book, though. Really like it. The Blind Guardian song's very good, too. And, like, the way the ball's bumping off the bumpers looks wrong. Like, I'm not hating on this. There's ideas. Okay, you can bump out, but I get very close to tilting. Alright, good to know. Oh, that's a ball of acid that makes your flipper fall off. Like, it definitely feels like with high speed that uh-oh. They wanted to do the video gamey parts like early. At least that helicopter, tiny little helicopter, came in and gave me a spare flipper before, you know, disaster struck, but it's just very clear they wanted to go video gamey, like, as early as possible, instead of, like, easing in the, mechanics. Which I kind of get, because, like, maybe your average kid or anyone playing an NES pinball game isn't going to see, like, oh, look at these cool mechanics I added into this real pinball game. I added in a blob that eats your freaking ball. Well, I've edited missiles that blow up your flippers. It's like, you know, sometimes maybe people don't want that immediately. Maybe people don't want the acid blob that destroys the flipper. I'm just saying. Well, that happened. I think that was game 2, so... Alright, let's play the final game on this one, and then I'll go to the last game of the day that I have a feeling I'm just going to enjoy. Hopefully. Yeah, that happened. Mm-hmm, I know. Also, that hang felt very weird on the flippers. And this was the same year as Pinbot, so it was... I feel like this was definitely after Pinbot, but... Yeah, these... And, like, conversions of real-world tables wouldn't really fully become more of a thing until the PS2 era. With, like, Farsight releasing, like, a Gottlieb pinball table collection. The PS3 would see a Williams collection. Eventually, Pinball Arcade would come out, like... It wasn't until 7th gen we would start seeing, like, accurate real-world conversion. Like, PinMame was a thing. Like, I'm not saying PinMame wasn't a thing way back when. Alright, I got the acid bomb. But, like, pretty much during this era, the only real-world conversions you were getting was... this Pinbot, and I played it during the Link's Exploration stream, but also it was the one that was a conversion for the Lynx of the one Elvira pinball table and that one police force, was it called? Give me one moment, chat room. Either my wife is here or there's a home invader. Good news, chat room. It's not home invaders. It's my wife. They let her go early because they're doing paint, and she was, God, yeah. I love Elvira and the Party Monsters. Like, I have played all Elvira tables in existence. There's 3 of them now. They're all good. They're universally good. We'll be seeing 2 of them when I get to the, like, computer portion. Because I do plan on going through all of Pinball Arcade and Pinball FX when I get to that point. We will get to see the Greek tragedy known as Pinball Arcade. Oh, extra ball's lit. I don't remember how you get the extra ball in high speed. I think it's that lane there, but... Yeah, Elvira and the Party Monsters is a good table. Scared Stiff, I think it's that one's the second one, the more modern one. Not the like newer Stern one, but like. All right, I got the extra ball. And I played the new one too, and they actually got her to come and do acting for that for the table, and it's really good. Like, it's a lot of fun. Were you about to drop a bomb on my flipper? Wow, okay, rude. At least it okay, that was a weird interaction. At least it alerts me to danger, like, after I break the tumbleweed? That's nice, at least. Drive a gun. Captions took that as drive a gun. No. That's weird. I don't want to drive a gun. Alright. I'm wondering what the boxes there, when I get all three, what kind of minigame I might see from that, potentially. Why? I tilted! Oh my god. That's a little fucked up. I'm calling shenanigans, table. Alright, well, that was the third, I don't know what's going on here. Little mechanic gnome. So, that was high speed. If I was doing this before the information about Moonball Magic was brought to me, we'd be ending here. But as I have been notified, we have a Mark Flint game to play. We have to play Moonball Magic. I have never played Moonball Magic. I did not know Moonball Magic existed until today. So we are entering exciting new horizons here, chat room. Oh, Flint's Moonball. Oh. Oh. These are noises. This is a soundscape. Well, here we go. Mark Flint's Moonball. Now I have to know if this came out before or after. Yeah, let's go. Hell yeah. Weep. Oh man. We've got oh. Yeah, let's go. Oh, let's go. Oh, this is beautiful. Did I win? What did the game start? Okay. Oh my god. Back it up. Holy shit. Now I'm playing the real. Oh. Oh, this rules. And we've got reused sound effects from Fire Rock. Let's go. Oh my god, we have a winner for today. Of course, the Mark Flint pinball game would be more of an experience, and I'm here for it. I don't know what's going on. There's just a gray orb there, just opening and closing its mouth. I think the goal is to, like, pop it up into that hole up there to get to stage 2. Well, I thought that was the goal. There we go. Okay, sick. This rules. Oh my god. Alright, we're back into space again. Very... Oh my... Jams? Do we have hot Mark Flint jams? We have jams. Oh my god. This is good. This is good. I have no clue what my goal here is, but... I don't think you can lose. I think this is just... Look at that little guy. Look at that little guy. Unfortunately, it has kind of the same wonky physics that Pinball Quest does, but I just wanna be in awe of the little guy there. All right. Oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, this is excellent. I would have laughed if I was in like a deterministic loop there. It's like, nope, you're stuck with that space octopus now. Have fun. I wonder if you can even lose. I don't even think you can. I think this is just kind of like an experience. And like, I'm now convinced Mark Flint just wanted you to experience the games. You can win at Mark Flint's games. But that's not the point of Mark Flint's games. The point of Mark Flint's games is to experience them and all that they have to offer. And honestly, that's beautiful. I did not think I would be getting philosophical and just thinking about art while playing NES Pinball, but I have been proven wrong today, chat room. What I also planned on doing at the end of the okay, I do have a pinball life counter. Alright, I see it. So, what I plan on doing at the end is, like, a Hall of Fame at the end of this project. Like, this may take me the rest of the year. There's a lot to cover. You're right, you're correct. It was technically Famicom Disc Pinball that I got philosophical with. God, there's another Mark Flint game, and it is as beautiful as Fire Rock. I love it. Today is blessed. Blessed by the combination of Mark Flint and the Pinball Gods. Like, the physics aren't good, but I mean... I think everyone watching has either played or seen... Oh, I got a bunch of points. Sick. Has played or seen Fire Rock, so... Blomby physics is probably part of the game. Boom Flint's Mark Ball magic indeed. Now, let's see... Now, there's a clear goal here. I gotta get into one of these two holes to progress. This is very bouncy, as pinball should be. But I think I'm just appreciating this, like, very classical music rendition of whatever the hell is going on here. We have, like, space salsa playing right now. There we go. Alright, we're loading... What magic does Stage 3 have for us? Moonball magic, indeed. Oh, okay. We've got... This sounds familiar. We've got jams. We've got robots. We got POW. Oh no, the robot has thrown our ball into the Doom Pit. This is spectacular. I'm silent because I'm honestly at a loss for words in a good way. I am in awe right now. And this just rules. This is great. I am full of joy right now. Can I bounce? Can the robot bounce me into the, hole? Mark Flint just really liked their sci-fi. Oh, I killed that robot. Okay. Have we ever figured out the true identity of Mark Flint? I feel like maybe that's documented, or maybe Mark Flint's just as mysterious as Yoko Taro is. Maybe it's best we keep this mystery going forever. We're better off not knowing about just the mystical entity known as Mark Flint. Who was he? We'll never know. We will just know him for his moonball magic and his fire rocks. Yeah, I don't think I finished that thought earlier because I was just kind of like in awe of this video game. But I plan on, when I'm done, having a Hall of Fame. Like, the best of the best from the bunch. And just playing through it, one last hurrah. But we'll see where I'm at. You know, we just started the year. We're about to be in February. That's only month 2. We got a while to go. Up, up, up. I know there's, like, power-ups up there, but it's like, do I need them? Feels like the, goal is just a... Okay. Do I need to... I feel like I need to defeat the enemy, quote-unquote. Do I have to defeat them all? Or do I have to go get that weird eagle thing up there in order to be able to progress this level? There are multiple mysteries here. That is such a good noise. What do you mean Twitch chat got disconnected, Sammy Core? What is Twitch doing? I'm not dropping frames. So this is just a Twitch issue. Hello, Dubious. How's it going? You have come across actual magic. You have come across Mark Flint's moonball magic. There's another Mark Flint game. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I know people who played Fire Rock probably are like the biggest pinball heads, but I feel like they need to play this just so they know more about the inner machinations of Mark Flint. A mysterious entity within the retro scene. Just absolutely wonderful. Chef's kiss. I love that noise. These noises are just so good. Granted, you know, the physics are super off. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like I could give this one the pass. Just because it has the Mark Flint inscrutability to it. What is this robot with the down arrow? Why is its eyes like that? Why is one side of it lighter gray? Will I ever know? I don't know. The way this game started, too, was just absolutely impressive. Like, you think you just have a generic throwaway pinball game, but no, you do not. Not that I'm doing well here, but... Alright. Game over. So, that was 3 balls. So let me close that. That is the extent of the, project now. So